Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching. Today we have Dominic with us. Dominic is a founder of OpenIntro. It's a platform that connects people directly with world-class experts across different industries. Thank you so much for coming, Dominic. Could you please introduce yourself in 2 sentences?
Thank you very much for having me, Malika. Very nice to meet you. Yes, so as you rightly said, I'm the founder of OpenIntro. It's a platform that facilitates connections with people who are normally out of reach to others. So let's say you would like to meet a big CEO of a company or big investors. Sometimes it's quite difficult. You would need to have the warm introduction to speak to them. And if you don't, it becomes quite tricky. You would need to send messages on LinkedIn and emails that get unanswered most of the time. And there is really no way to speak to them. And on their side, they receive so many inbound messages that it gets quite tricky to filter the real leads and from the spam and so on. So it's all a problem for them when people can pay for a meeting because they know that it will be relevant for them and the users can have the meeting as they want. So that's what we do.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we will talk about the OpenIntro a little bit later, but you have like a very interesting story. You founded like different projects. Your first company mixed food, tech, and automation. What was it? And what were you really trying to solve?
So I had a bit of an interesting story, but I mean, it's for that part was I think that part was interesting. So it was mostly about the Amazon lockers, what it looked like with the little boxes. So I had something like this made, custom made from China, and it was little boxes that were refrigerated with the ability to have the food inside each locker. And how it was working, I had a little shop, central London, and we had the staff making the food fresh from the back of the shop and inserting it into these little lockers that we call. And on the customer point of view, for them, they could just tap their card and the little door will open, take the product and walk away. So it was a way to reduce the cost of operation for the restaurants while reducing the wait time for the customers, because here in London there's a lot of queues at lunchtime and so on. So it was a way for people in a hurry to just literally tap their card or their Apple Watch, take the product and walk away within 20 seconds. So that was the idea at first, or the plan.
Yeah, very interesting. And then you founded another company. You founded a platform for food bloggers, right?
Correct. So started a food blogger business within the creator economy, similar to Patreon. So I thought there was maybe something to look at there. So created the MVP. Sorry, and launched it there, but it was not very conclusive. So we decided to let it go. So OpenIntro is now the third company at the moment.
Okay, nice. And when you decided that you wanted to be a founder, not an employee?
When did I realize that? That's a good question. I think it's because back in the days when I was way younger, I was working for quite a trendy hotel in Canada, and I could see that there was different guests coming in, and there was a lot of time people who were there quite often, and what they had all in common is that they had the time and the money to do it, right? And I thought it was quite interesting, and because everything that what they had was basically they all had something in common, was the fact that they were entrepreneurs. So I started to be interested more about what it was, how it works, and so on, and I thought it fit really well my personality, so decided to go down that route.
Interesting. Yeah. And why did you move to London from Canada?
Well, I was in Montreal, which is it's not a small city, it's a beautiful city, but I thought always in the news saw big cities, like the London, the New York, the Los Angeles, and Shanghai and so on, and I always thought, well, it would be really nice to live in a big city. So some time ago, now 13 years, I believe, moved to the country and stayed there since.
Okay, interesting. And talking about OpenIntro, how did you find the idea? How do you realize that it could be a real company?
It's because of the issues it started personally with the issue that I had with the other companies before. So I was looking to raise funds, and like many founder, I had a list of thousands and thousands of investors, which is quite easy to find online, kind of, the all the emails and the contact details. And obviously, like anyone out there, created kind of a little bit of an automation to try to reach some people, which basically create the problems that we see now with all the emails that people receive, of that caliber. And but there was few on these lists that I could see that it would have been a perfect fit for me and the other companies in the past, right? And I was thinking, I would really like to speak to them, and but they were really in high demand. So and I didn't have the warm introduction to speak to them, which was very annoying. So basically, I hit that wall, and I was losing time doing the follow-up and so on. And I was thinking to myself, if there would be a way to pay to have a meeting with them, I would, even if it's 15 minutes and I can present the idea. If they like the idea, that's fantastic. We're going to continue the discussion. But even if they don't, at least I had the opportunity to just quickly speak to them and to have their point of view on what I was doing. So decided to explore this further, started to talk to other entrepreneurs that I know about this. It seems that everyone had the same problem, including some that have very successful businesses already. And I always thought that the fact that they had really, making a lot of money with a very well-known brand, they wouldn't have this problem that people would just accept to have a meeting with them. But it turned out that no, they had this the problem as well. And I'm pretty sure that anyone watching this now, or yourself, or any entrepreneur face that issue. And I think this is the solution to that, to be able to offer paid meeting and to get the introductions going with this.
Yeah, very interesting. And who is your client? Who is OpenIntro really for? What should they have? And what's the minimum?
Yeah. Well, there's three things actually. There is it's for the users. That's, like I said, it solves a problem in connectivity to meet new people that they wouldn't have access to. It's but the services are paid by the users. For the experts, it's free, but it solves a problem for them as well, because it filters the lead. They can raise it's a new source of revenue for them, or they can raise it for a charity of their choice if they want to. So it can be kind of a philanthropic gesture. But also we create pages for companies as well. So companies can have their own white label solution with their own branding, with their own experts on it, that can be booked as well on that in that direction. So there is three different type of customers that we have, or people that we help, should I say.
Nice. Yeah. And what's about experts? How do they actually earn money? How do you help them to do so? And what was wrong before?
Oh, I see. Well, at the moment we help them making money when they get booked, right? So the experts chooses their prices. We had a commission on top of the price, and whenever they get booked, they receive the proceeds directly after, or sometime if they, like I mentioned, they can give it to a charity of their choice, really. So that's the beauty for the experts. It's very a paid meeting, but when someone is ready to pay for a time with them, they know that it will be relevant as well, which I think is quite the important bit here. So instead of having, let's say, should I say, people that don't really fit the criteria. So let's say, for example, an investor investing in fintech, receiving pitches about food tech or something else completely different. When someone pay for a meeting, they will know, they will have done the research about that experts before. They will prepare, they will come prepared with questions, and the meetings will be very efficient. And that's what we hear from experts, that they like that very much.
Yeah, thanks. And do you have some kind of due diligence for experts?
We do not. We're not going to look at the CV and make sure that everything is accurate at that level, but we do receive about maybe 10 to 15 applicants for everyone that we accept. So we are kind of very selective in terms of the people that we let in. So the due diligence process is we meet with a team normally once a week. We go through the application and decide who we believe will be able to help others and offer paid meetings, and obviously invite them in.
Yeah, interesting. And how often users come back to the platform, clients?
They do sometimes, most of the time actually, because I think they can see that there is different type of experts in many different fields that can help them with many different things. Sometimes they will approach someone for a question as such as just an advice, this type of thing. Sometimes, and they will come back to have the point of view of others. And on the other side, for the same thing for fundraising, for example, they will meet one or two or three investors, because what is very interesting in my opinion, and what some of the users really get, is it's the ability to tap in new different networks, and that's the beauty of the platform, in my opinion. So if someone, it's not really just about the person that we're meeting, it's about if that person liked the idea, right? They could say, oh, it might not be for me, but I would, you should speak to my friend there or my friend there, and incidentally, it opened doors for a lot more. So there is users, we have users coming back and tapping in different, or trying to tap in different network. It depends on the experts if they want to do it or not. But yes, we do have multiple people that come back for meetings quite recently. So
yeah, that's great. And when did you actually start the projects?
The company was founded about a year ago. I started a bit before with the idea, planning everything. So the last year has been more focusing on the product itself, onboarding key experts, and moving with like I said, the white label solution as well. This is fairly new, and I think now we are at the time that we really understand the users, the experts, and have a good idea of what they're looking for. And basically, we'll apply this for the next steps of the journey. So
nice.
Very excited about that.
Yeah. So you're still on the MVP mode, right?
Yes, I would say we're still on MVP mode. I personally don't want to rush it, in a sense that instead of scaling the company, I think there is many success stories, but also there is many people that kind of, I think, do it a little bit too early. And then because once the wheels start turning faster and faster, it's very difficult to make modification, to change things, to change the direction, right? So I prefer to take the time and really, try different bits until we are sure where we're going, and then scale up at that point. So I would say that yes, it's still MVP.
Yeah, great. That's very interesting. And how do you get users? You just started a year ago.
The users or the experts? The users?
Both of them.
Both of them. So the experts, I'll start with the experts because it's mostly connections that I had that basically open doors for others, and word of mouth. Otherwise, we have people apply, finding the website, and then they apply with us. So it comes in many different ways, which is great. For the users, this is a little bit more tricky in a sense, because we need to be there at the right time when they're looking for advice or looking for funding. I think so. It's great that many people know about us. It's fantastic, and we have multiple visitors every day. But we need to be there at the right time, right moment, good time, right? Good place, good time. And basically, what we are doing with this is helping with the experts to post on their social media, because the people who will book them, we realize that it's mostly people who follow them already. We do this. Otherwise, we haven't started to do any big marketing campaign that will come along. Otherwise, we're at the moment we're mostly going to events, for example, reaching out to people online directly, things that are not scalable, but things that I think any company need to do from the beginning, at the beginning before scaling up.
Interesting. Yes. And what's the hardest part of running OpenIntro now?
The hardest part? That's a good question. The hardest part, I would say, well, at the moment, it's because we just started the white label solution. So it's more about talking to companies, and we have different use cases there. So it's nothing hard, but it's something that takes time, I would say. So obviously, I got less time to focus on other parts of the business, but that's really, I think, the direction that we should go. And so it's not, like I said, difficult by itself. Is just kind of a time-consuming, or kind of a slow pace, not slow pace, but something that takes time, basically. So we just need to let it go.
Nice. And what about competitors? Do you have any? And how do you actually?
We do. Well, we do actually. It depends. We do have direct competitors, really like direct as in kind of doing similar to what we do. They are based in the States, focusing on the American market. So we are different at that level. But we also tap in different kind of categories. So we have indirect competitors in many different fields. But so there is multiple companies that offer this type of service, which is obviously the ability to meet people who are out of reach, but their clients are corporate clients, which is completely fine. But it's gonna come at a very high cost, very selective in the clients that they go to, and so on. So and it's great, but my vision here is to open these type of connections to the people directly, to smaller companies, to individuals that are looking for advice. So it's a different market by itself, I believe.
Yeah. And is this a risk that the platform is too niche?
No, I don't think so, because especially with because we can go in the same directions that the other companies. Nothing stops us, right? There's nothing that stops a very large company, very large organization to book an expert on the platform directly. It's just that I think the way they do it, I think you need to change. It need a bit of a fresh air. So the way it's been done for a long time is they have their categories of experts on their side, but it's hidden. No one know who they have on their database, and then the companies will book a first meeting with them. They will explain the problem. Then they're gonna go select some experts, come back, make some options, and the company will select one or two persons to speak to. Go back, arrange a meeting, select a person, and it's a very long process. And as I said, very expensive. And normally their commission is quite high. I heard up to 90%, something absolutely incredible, right? So by doing something different, yes, we can go with the individual, but I wouldn't say it's a niche market. I think it's mostly something that it just opened doors for a bigger audience, in my opinion. It's a different approach.
Okay, that's good. And what about the team? Who are you building the platform with?
I'm a solo founder, but I have the very good help of my colleague Derek in marketing. That's helping me a lot. There is Dan looking at the SEOs. We have Joel Blake, who's running a podcast. We have a podcast as well. Very talented host as well. Who else? We have multiple developers obviously creating the platform and making the changes. So we're still a small team, but I think we're doing really well together, and it's very good to see.
Nice. And what signals did you see that made you think that it's a scaling thing? That it's not just another MVP.
That's a good question. I think it's more about to see what's out there, because like I said, if there's multiple companies highly successful that do it a certain way for a very long time, what we're doing is pretty much the same thing, but self-serve, right? It's instead of going, like I said, with the back and forth meetings and it takes a long time, then people can literally just go online, press a few buttons, make the payment, and the meeting is confirmed, is guaranteed. If the meeting doesn't happen, the money is given back, right? So I don't see the reason why something like this wouldn't work, as in kind of why it wouldn't be scalable. So, and looking at what's out there already, I'm pretty confident we can really be a big player in around Europe, the rest of the world.
Yeah, that's great. So there are always risks that something can go wrong. And if OpenIntro failed, what would be the real reason?
What if it fell? What would be the real reason? That's a very good question. I'm not sure, because, it haven't failed yet. I don't see the reason why it would fail. So I'm not sure what to answer how to go with this. I think it's at the end of the day, it's always for I think any type of companies, it's always a question of let's be honest, it always needs a bit of luck, a bit of to be the right path and the right person. It needs to be the good time. There's multiple factors that get involved, right? So if we think about any big companies, if it would have been created a few years before or a few years after, maybe it would have been a very different success story in a sense. So I'm not sure. We'll see what happened with OpenIntro, but I'm quite confident that we are on a good way.
Thanks. That's very good. And you built 3 startups, right? What was something that you learned about yourself? I
learned about myself is I think I really like the change in kind of a bit like, let's say, moving to London, this type of thing. I think it's part of the entrepreneurial journey as well, to be able to just to explore new things. I think it would be learning about myself more and more. I think I would be quite sad to be in one place that I need to stay there for the next 20 years, if that makes sense. So I like exploring new things and learning about new things, I believe. What comes to mind at the moment.
Yeah, thanks. And maybe also the way of thinking has changed since you're a founder. And it's like obvious, but maybe something like important that has changed in your life since you became a founder.
Yes, such Do you have an example? What do you mean that changed my life? Because it impacts obviously everything, right? So you need to be a lot more kind of, I think, organized and dedicated. And there is no, I think, and I'm not sure if that's a good word in English, but like extrinsic motivation. There is no. It's not like if let's say you miss work, you're gonna be in trouble, right? You need to kind of like discipline yourself a lot more. So it changed a lot in that regards. But learning about myself and other aspects of life every day, right? I think that's the most important and the best thing we can do.
Yeah. And what would be your advice for someone that is just starting their entrepreneur career? Yeah.
Very good question. I think I think the advice would be to be flexible in the sense that everyone starts an idea saying, we are here, this is where we're going, right? There is a straight line, and that's normally how idea works, right? Like as in just, well, do it. But I think it's to stay open, right? Because multiple, well, if not all companies, they obviously move from one side to the other, and then the original plan that they had turned out to be completely something completely else, completely different. So one of the stories I really like to mention, I'm not going to say it now because it's a very long story, but it's the story of Twitch, that they started with someone with a camera on their back, and then it turned out to be a streaming platform for video games. And what I mean is, I find that story very fascinating because they started with one concept and then just kind of like moved along the way a little bit, like what we're doing with the white label solution as well, or for OpenIntro. But what I mean is, for any startup or founders that starts, is really to just go with an open mind, to have a goal, but to be happy to explore different paths as well at the same time.
Thanks. That's great advice. And what are you excited about in the next 6 months?
Really, it's to push the white label solution. Like I said, the partner pages, we call them. So it's really for companies to have their own page with their own experts there that they can be booked with our users or their users. They can also have, offer a page with our experts at a reduced price for their customers as an incentive for the companies to be a client with them. So we already have a few customers with us, and I think this is really the main focus at the moment. So I'm quite excited about this. Otherwise, without saying too much, we will open different categories, because right now it's only the business section and investment, but we will be looking at to have different categories on the platform, which I'm really excited about. So I think the next few months will be busy, but I'm quite excited by that.
Great. Thank you so much for your time, Dominic. It was such a pleasure. I wish you best of luck.
Oh, thanks so much, Monica. Very nice of you, and hope to see you again soon. Thank you for the call.
Thank you.